Cozy games have become incredibly popular on the Nintendo Switch, but it seems like every week another one arrives claiming to be relaxing, charming, and worth your time. So when Urban Jungle showed up on the eShop earlier this month, I wasn't entirely sure what to expect from this plant decorating game. Is it another cozy game that's all style and no substance, or is this a cozy game worth your time? Let's dive into it. Urban Jungle is a cozy game with a simple premise. You're placing plants throughout a series of apartments and living spaces, gradually transforming ordinary rooms into lush green sanctuaries. Now, if you're expecting a gardening simulator where you're watering plants, managing resources, and trying to keep everything alive, well, guess what? That's not what this game is. Instead, Urban Jungle focuses entirely on the fun part, decorating spaces and creating the perfect indoor jungle. Now, different plants have different preferences, and placing them correctly helps you unlock new plants and continue progressing through the game. So yeah, the gameplay is a combination of interior decorating and some very light puzzle solving. The gameplay loop is extremely straightforward. You're given a room along with a collection of plants, and your goal is to arrange them throughout the environment. Some plants prefer specific conditions, such as sunlight or humidity, while others do better near certain objects. A few will require a bit of experimentation before you discover their ideal placement. Using the right thumbstick, you can freely place each item wherever you like. And if you change your mind, simply press the A button to pick it back up and move it elsewhere. This isn't limited to just plants either. Various objects around the room can also be moved or interacted with, giving you some more freedom to customize the space, especially in later environments. As you place plants, you'll earn points based on how well you've met the preferred conditions. These points can translate into coins, which can be spent on special or rarer plants. That said, the game regularly provides new plants for free, so there's never much pressure if you're running low on money. As you accumulate enough points, you'll also progress through the game's narrative, which I'll talk about more in a moment. And additionally, there's optional tasks that reward additional in-game currency, allowing you to expand your collection with even more unique plants. And that's the core of the gameplay. There's no timers constantly pressuring you here. No complicated systems getting in the way. If you want to move things around repeatedly until everything looks perfect, you absolutely can. The ball is in your court here. Now, there is a story here, but it's extremely light. No matter how well or poorly you place your plants, your actions don't really have an impact on how the narrative unfolds. Instead, the story primarily serves as a way to connect the various environments together, each representing different moments and locations throughout the protagonist's life. It's somewhat similar to the game Unpacking in that regard, though I'd argue Unpacking does a much better job of tying its story directly to the objects and environments that you're interacting with. As you progress through the new homes and apartments, you will gradually learn more about the protagonist and their connection to the plants. The storytelling is pretty subtle, but it works decently enough to give each new environment a bit of a sense of purpose. As for the game's look, it looks charming enough. The rooms are colorful, with each environment looking different and filled with its own quote-unquote challenges in regards to placing plants. There's nothing too wacky here. Most of the rooms are of houses and apartments, but each are different, and some environments have multiple rooms or floors that you can place stuff in. One thing I do like is, unlike Unpacking's pixel graphics, everything here is in 3D. It's still presented in an isometric view, but all the graphics are in 3D. And because of that, it does make this game feel a little bit more modern compared to most other games in this genre. I mean, I don't mind pixel graphics, it's just something to point out here. As for the game, it runs on Switch well enough. It's 30 FPS, with the same output when played through backwards compatibility on Switch 2. And that's pretty much what Urban Jungle is. It's an extremely low-stress, chill game with the goal of placing plants to wherever you desire. It also has optional goals to complete if you wish. Outside of the main game, there is a creative mode that pretty much allows you to do whatever you want. That said, it's pretty clear that Urban Jungle will not be for everyone. This is very much a game designed to help you unwind after a long day, or something to relax with that's completely stress-free. And because of that, there isn't much complexity here. If you're looking for a cozy game with a bit more substance, deeper management systems, or extensive customization options, or even challenging puzzles in terms of placement of the plants, then you might find this experience just too simple. And I gotta be honest, I'm somewhat in that camp myself. While I enjoyed my time with Urban Jungle, I couldn't help but wish there was a little bit more depth to the experience. This game is so relaxed that it almost feels just too passive at times. In fact, if you don't challenge yourself to make each room look aesthetically pleasing somehow, then it's entirely possible that you'll just group most of your plants into 1 or 2 areas, earn the points you need, and just move on. Because of that, a lot of the enjoyment from this game comes from what you're willing to put into it. This is really aimed at players who genuinely enjoy decorating spaces and expressing some creativity without a lot of restrictions or guidance. Now, if the aspect of that does sound appealing to you, then Urban Jungle is likely worth checking out. Or if you're looking for something a bit more game-like, with deeper mechanics and more meaningful challenges, then you might want to look elsewhere. One final note, I really wish this game had a dedicated Switch 2 version. Yes, 60 FPS and higher resolutions would be nice, but more importantly, I would love to see this game get support for Joy-Con mouse style controls. Given its origins as a PC release, I feel like this game would be a perfect fit for that kind of input, especially for one as decorating focused as this experience is. It would make placing and arranging objects so much smoother and more intuitive. I mean, using the OS stick does work fine enough, but it would be fantastic with mouse control support. Here's hoping we see some kind of update or enhanced version down the line. Anyway, that's my review of Urban Jungle for the Nintendo Switch. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan to pick it up or have played it already. For those looking to pick it up, you can get it via its launch sale discount. Currently, the game is on sale for $9.95 on the US eShop, and the complete edition with the additional DLC that adds an additional chapter and environment to decorating the game is on sale for just under $11 on the US eShop. After the sale ends on July 10th, it'll revert back to the MSRP of $11.99 for the game and $12.99 for the complete edition. If you enjoyed this review, then make sure to give this a like and consider subscribing with notifications turned on so you do not miss out on any future Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 videos that I put out on the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and make sure to pet your cat. They deserve some pets.